The end of another month, and you know what that means. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are back doing yet another Blu-ray haul. This is one of my favorite videos that I get to do on my channel, where I just talk about a random stack of movies that ended up going into the collection over the past month. And I've got a dozen over here, from Black Friday sales, from the Criterion Sale at Barnes & Noble, where it's 50% off, and I've got a couple of brand new releases that I'm stoked to finally add to the collection. And if you guys are new to this channel today, if you guys are into the physical media stuff, I'm doing Blu-ray haul videos like this every single month. I'm talking about cinema on the regular. So if you guys are new to the channel, do consider smashing that subscribe button down below as hard as you possibly can. This channel is on the road to 1,000 subscribers, which I'm hoping to reach very, very soon. I'm so stoked that you guys are still continuing to support this content. Absolutely flooring me. And guys, feel free to smash that thumbs up button on your way out if you enjoyed this discussion that we're about to have. And feel free to let me know, make some noise down in the comment section below what you added to your collection. Oh boy, let's get this going. I've got 12 to go through, and I'm actually going to go no particular order, but I would like to start with the Criterion Sale at Barnes & Noble. Obviously, I did not run roughshod over Barnes & Noble like I usually do. I only got 3 of them this time, but heck, Criterions are half off, and you know how expensive they usually can be, so I had to jump on this opportunity. First one on the stack was actually recommended to me by my good buddy Jack Louderette. It's one of his favorite movies of all time, Fail Safe. And I had actually never seen this before. This actually appeared on his top 100 movies of all time countdown, and I will go ahead and put a link to his channel down in the description box below. He's got some great content as well. But I, for one, was really curious to check this out, not only because of this plot synopsis that I'm kind of looking at and glancing at on the back, but it's also directed by Sidney Lumet, who also made 12 Angry Men, one of my favorite Criterions that I have in my collection. It's going to be up on the top shelf here. But yeah, same director. It's in black and white. It was released 7 years after 12 Angry Men, so this should be excellent to check out. Finally adding this one to the collection, and Mom, if you're watching this, you're going to be very, very proud of me. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And I've actually never seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I know. I realize that I love coming-of-age movies, and this is one of the perennial coming-of-age high school movies, similar to a Breakfast Club or a Ferris Bueller. It's not made by John Hughes. Instead, it's made by Amy Heckerling. But nevertheless, I'm super pumped to finally pop this one in. Last but not least, the most recent release of the Criterion Collection is directed by the Coen brothers, Inside Llewyn Davis, arguably the film that made Oscar Isaac as famous as he is. Actually, another blind buy. I have never seen Inside Llewyn Davis. I'm so excited to finally check this one out. I'm a huge Oscar Isaac fan. I can't wait to check him out in Moon Knight next year. And from what I'm hearing, this is the film that catapulted his entire career. So definitely very curious to see how this one plays out. And this next half dozen of movies I found for dirt cheap on Amazon, so I had to jump on the opportunity. First up is Happy Gilmore. Honestly, I think this is one of Adam Sandler's funniest movies. It's a golfing film, obviously. You have Carl Weathers playing his coach, and he's just losing his marbles. So funny. And one of the better product placements for Subway that I've ever seen. If you've never seen Happy Gilmore, I think you're missing out, guys. This is one of Adam Sandler's funniest films, in my personal opinion, and this is one of Happy Madison's funniest. You guys are probably all aware of Happy Madison's horrendous track record lately, but this is one of their crown jewels. Speaking of crown jewels, this one was nominated for a bunch of Academy Awards in a big year for cinema, 1999, The Cider House Rules. Another one I've never seen, but check out this cast right here. Tobey Maguire before he ever became Spider-Man. You have Michael Caine, who recently just retired from acting. Thank you for all your hard work, sir. You also have Charlize Theron, Delroy Lindo, and Paul Rudd. Definitely very curious to check this one out as well. Speaking of Oscar nominees, starring George Clooney, The Descendants. Arguably one of George Clooney's strongest movies in recent years, The Descendants is excellent. This one was directed by Alexander Payne, who brought you stuff like Sideways, Nebraska. I think this is one of his strongest films, if you ask me. Definitely very stoked to revisit this. Speaking of films I'm stoked to revisit, Upgrade. You want to talk about underrated science fiction, this is it right here. And of course, it wouldn't be a Blu-ray haul if I didn't include some Disney added to the collection. This month, I added The Sword in the Stone, which actually came out, I want to say, late 50s, early 60s. I don't remember exactly what year, but this was a really fascinating film to watch. Now, if you go back and revisit The Sword in the Stone, you will definitely notice that the kid's voice dropped while he was doing the work on this film, but regardless, it is still really, really cool, and it's got some really amazing slapstick towards the end of the film. Speaking of slapstick, Courtney, you are gonna be so proud of me. I got all 3 movies, baby. Austin Powers trilogy. I have actually done the Dr. Evil monologue from International Man of Mystery for a couple of auditions here and there. So fun. And I know a lot of people find Mike Myers funny and stuff like Wayne's World and Shrek, but I honestly think Austin Powers might be his career-defining role. Can't wait to binge all 3 of these very, very soon. And honestly, I feel like a binge of Austin Powers is a lot easier than a binge of all the James Bond movies, for example, because no one wants to sit through the gritty reality. Bonus points if you get the epic rap battles of history reference for you there. And now on to the 3 new releases that I've added to this collection over the past month. First things first, Candyman, 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 Candyman! Yeah, he's gonna pop up at any moment now, but this was an excellent remake. Nia DaCosta directed the hell out of this film. Yahya Abdul-Mateen. Amazing performance. And in case you're wondering, I've got a full review for this movie as well as the next 2 that I'm about to show you. I'll go ahead and put a link to those down in the description box below. But I loved this remake. I think it's one of the better remakes that's been put out there in recent years. Next up, guys, one of the most fun films you'll have seen all year long. One of my personal favorites, The Jungle Cruise. This movie harkened back to a lot of movies that I loved growing up, like Indiana Jones, Pirates of the Caribbean, oddly enough. Emily Blunt is phenomenal in the film, but Dwayne Johnson is on a whole nother level, and this is coming from probably the biggest Dwayne Johnson fan out there. And I'm not kidding when I say this. I think Dwayne Johnson's character introduction, probably my favorite character introduction in cinema history. It's just a ride on the Jungle Cruise with The Rock, and he's telling dad jokes everywhere. It is awesome. The whole movie's awesome. The ending, I mean, it kind of cheats a little bit, but I definitely had a lot of fun watching this in the cinema, not once, but twice. Last but not least, speaking of movies I'm looking so forward to rewatching, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Had to get it on the 4K as well. I was really tempted to also get the Steelbook from Best Buy, but I honestly wasn't digging the design, and that's a big thing with my collection. I want the covers that really pop to me. And this cover right here, the money shot from the climax of Shang-Chi, Simu Liu here, freaking superstar in the making. I cannot wait to see what else he does in the cinematic universe. And there are days where I feel like Shang-Chi is in my top 5 Marvel films altogether. It constantly switches places with Thor Ragnarok, and I feel like if Thor Ragnarok didn't exist, this would be my favorite MCU solo film. Such an excellent story. That bus sequence in the first act is one of my favorite action sequences in all of Marvel Studios history. Absolutely loved this. Probably one of Phase 4's strongest so far. But guys, there you have it. There is the whole stack for the month of November. You can go ahead and pause the video if you want to go ahead and recap it right there. Capped off with Shang-Chi as well as Jungle Cruise. I got a bunch of Criterions in here. Again, guys, thank you all so very much for tuning into this video. Smash that subscribe button as well as that thumbs up if you haven't already. And stay tuned for some more exciting content hitting this channel in the month of December. I am super excited to announce that I will be reviewing another classic Disney animated film to commemorate another anniversary this month. And feel free to leave any guesses down in the comments section below. And also, guys, I am so excited to announce that in the build-up to Spider-Man No Way Home, which I have gotten my tickets for, yes! Because why the hell not? I'm going to look at every single Spider-Man movie that I have not yet reviewed on this channel. So yes, you're going to see reviews for all 3 Sam Raimi films. You're going to see reviews for both of the Mark Webb films. And I'll also be reviewing Into the Spider-Verse. So guys, lots to look forward to throughout this next month. Y'all are the best. With all that being said, back talk, commence!